The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult temporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening, this is the 5FM Radio Main News, the headlines. Gen of Zambian civil society organizations raises concern they proposed 253.1 billion kwacha 2026 national budget. Health Minister Elijah Machima has reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening Zambia's health workforce. And Afghanistan accuses Pakistan of violating Kabul's sovereign territory. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. A coalition of Zambian civil society organizations has raised the alarm over the proposed 253.1 billion kwacha 2026 national budget, warning that the fiscal plan, while promising economic consolidation, risks deepening inequality and rolling back vital social progress. In a joint statement released earlier today, the coalition, including the Civil Society for Poverty Reduction, the Southern Africa Cross-Border Traders Association, the Zambia Alliance for Women in Transparency International Zambia, presented a detailed critique of the budget, highlighting both gains and serious structural concerns. The Civil Society for Poverty Reduction commended projected GDP growth of 6.4% and successful debt restructuring. However, they warned that debt servicing and arrears totaling 78.3 billion kwacha are crowding out investment in essential sectors like education and health. The country's debt to GDP ratio remains critically high at 95.3%, classifying Zambia as having weak debt carrying capacity. They also cautioned that continued high domestic borrowing is fueling commercial lending rates and stifling private sector growth. And the Southern Africa Cross-Border Traders Association welcomed tax relief measures for SMEs and incentives for green transport and value addition. However, they strongly opposed the increase in the mobile money levy, calling it regressive and harmful to low-income earners and informal traders who rely on mobile transactions for financial inclusion. Further, they stated that failure to adjust the pay tax-free threshold was criticized as it effectively increases the tax burden on formal workers already strained by the inflation. Health Minister Elijah Machima has reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening Zambia's health workforce, emphasizing that the country's journey toward universal health coverage depends on the skill, dedication, and professionalism of its frontline health workers. A total of 634 nurses, midwives, and community health assistants have graduated from Central Province-based training institutions, marking a major milestone in the country's efforts to boost its frontline health workforce. The graduates drawn from Kabwe, Chitambo, Serenge, Chibombo, and Mkushi colleges of applied health sciences were honored during the 7th combined graduation ceremony, officially officiated by Dr. Mchima at Nkrumah University in Kabwe. Delivering his keynote, Dr. Mchima said the graduation theme, Building Resilient Healthcare Systems Through Skilled Nurses, Midwives, and Community Health Workers, aligns with the government's vision of developing a strong, equitable, and sustainable health system. Dr. Mchima noted that a resilient health system requires continuous investment in training, infrastructure, and innovation. He cited the public-private partnership PPP model being implemented at Kabwe College of Nursing and Midwifery as a progressive example example of infrastructure expansion that supports quality education and modern learning environments. The Tonse Alliance has refuted claims made by Socialist Party leader Dr. Fred Membe, distancing itself from what it describes as misleading and unfounded assertions about its political affiliation. Sean Tembo, leader of the Patriots for Economic Progress (PEP) and official spokesperson for the Tonse Alliance, dispelled reports that the alliance is part of Dr. Membe's so-called United Opposition Front. The statement, which follows coverage in a named tabloid, accused Dr. Membe of attempting to deliberately sow confusion ahead of key Tonse Alliance internal processes. Mr. Membe further suggested that the timing of Dr. Membe's announcement was intended to undermine the Tonse Alliance's recently announced roadmap, including its upcoming General Congress on 29th November and the setting of nomination fees for the 2026 presidential candidate at 300,000 kwacha.
The Tonse Alliance wishes to categorically state that we are not and have never been a part of Dr. Fred Membe's alliance, and neither have we ever been approached by Dr. Fred Membe to join his so-called alliance. It is our strong belief that Dr. Fred Membe's statement was specifically designed and timed to undermine the Tonse Alliance by casting aspersions on our roadmap.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts has expressed its deepest condolences to her family, friends, and the entire arts fraternity, describing her passing as a significant loss to the nation's cultural landscape. In a statement issued by Principal Public Relations Officer Nchimunya Ngandu, the ministry praised Miss Zulu's outstanding role in the hit television series, one of the most iconic in Zambia's television. Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Elvis Nkandu, has joined the nation in mourning, describing Miss Zulu as a distinguished and talented actress who made immense contributions to the development of Zambia's film and television industry. Miss Zulu's powerful performances, particularly as Amai Gulu, touched the hearts of many Zambians and helped elevate the visibility of local storytelling in mainstream media. The ministry added that it acknowledges her valuable contribution to the arts sector and stands in solidarity with her family and the entire creative industry during this difficult time. And in other news trending this evening, Education Minister Douglas Yagalima has called on learners to uphold the values of faith, hope, and love for one another. The Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation has announced that Zambia will host the 26th WaterNet Symposium from 29th to 31st October 2025 in Lusaka, with both physical and virtual participation options available. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Agriculture Minister Ruben Mtolo has officially opened the inaugural Mazabuka Agri Expo at the Mazabuka Turf Club in Southern Province. In a keynote address, Mr. Mtolo described the expo as more than an exhibition, calling it a national platform for innovation, partnership, and transformation in Zambia's agricultural sector. He praised Mazabuka's long-standing contribution to national food security, calling it not just the sweetest town in Zambia for its sugar production, but also a hub of agricultural excellence and potential. The minister emphasized government's commitment to transitioning Zambian agriculture from seasonal dependence to year-round production anchored on irrigation, mechanization, and climate-smart farming practices. Mr. Mtolo reaffirmed Zambia's national production targets by 2031 to 10 million metric tons of maize, 1 million metric tons of wheat, and 1 million tons of soy. He has noted that large-scale irrigation and irrigation program will play a central role in achieving these targets, with 340,000 metric tons of maize targeted for 2025 alone. The minister also called on the private sector to invest in storage facilities, agro-processing, and agricultural infrastructure, stressing that government alone cannot realize this ambitious vision. Mr. Mtolo urged all stakeholders, including farmers, cooperatives, investors, and partners to take full advantage of the Mazabuka Agri Expo to engage in dialogue and embrace innovation. Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And in foreign news, Afghanistan's Taliban government has accused Pakistan of violating Kabul's sovereign territory, describing it as an unprecedented, violent, and provocative act. The allegations comes after two loud blasts were heard in the city late on Thursday. Pakistan had also bombed a civilian market in the border province of Patika in Afghanistan's southeast, and the Taliban Defense Ministry said in a statement on Friday. Locals there told the BBC's Afghan service that a number of shops had been destroyed. Pakistan has neither confirmed nor denied that they launched an attack inside Afghanistan. And in sports news, it could take 1 million United States dollars London City Lionesses signing Grace Gioro until December before she is up to speed in the Women's Super League, says manager Jocelyne Prichero. France midfielder Gioro joined the newly promoted Lionesses on transfer deadline day on 4th September. Gioro has set or Gioro has yet to register a goal or assist in 4 games for the Lionesses, who have 6 points from 5 league matches. And now the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening is partly cloudy, windy at times, and warm. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. A coalition of Zambian civil society organizations has raised the alarm over the proposed 253.1 billion kwacha 2026 national budget, warning that the fiscal plan, while promising economic consolidation, risks deepening inequality and rolling back vital social progress. Health Minister Elijah Mchima has reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening Zambia's health workforce, emphasizing that the country's journey towards universal health coverage depends on the skill, dedication, and professionalism of its frontline health workers. And finally, Afghanistan's Taliban government has accused Pakistan of violating Kabul's territory, describing it as an unprecedented, violent, and provocative act. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Enjoy the rest of the evening.